Welcome to our video on a significant legal case under the Sales of Goods Act. Today we explore Pawan Hans Helicopters Ltd versus Aes Aerospace Ltd 2008, a case that highlights key issues in contractual obligations and payment disputes. Presented by Group 14 and led by Monica Sedana, we will break down the facts, arguments and Supreme Court ruling to understand its impact on business transactions. Stay tuned as we take you through this legal journey. This case revolves around a contractual dispute between Pawan Hans Helicopters Ltd and Aes Aerospace Ltd concerning the supply and maintenance of helicopter parts. The disagreement arose over payment obligations and whether the terms of the contract were fulfilled, leading to legal proceedings that reached the Supreme Court for a final verdict. In this case, we have two key representatives, one from Pawan Hans Helicopters Ltd, a government-owned aviation company providing helicopter services across India, and another from Aes Aerospace Ltd, an international supplier of aircraft components and maintenance services. Now moving on to the courtroom. In the courtroom, Pawan Hans Helicopters Ltd argued that Aes Aerospace Ltd had failed to fulfill certain contractual obligations, leading to disputes over payments. They contended that delays and discrepancies in the supplied components had impacted their operations, justifying the stance on withholding payments. On the other hand, Aes Aerospace Ltd countered these claims, asserting that all contractual terms were met and that Pawan Hans was unjustly refusing to clear dues. They presented evidence showcasing timely deliveries and adherence to agreed terms, emphasizing that any operational disruptions were beyond their responsibility. The legal teams from both the sides debated the interpretation of the contract, focusing on clauses related to liability, performance and payment obligations. With strong legal backing on both sides, the court carefully examined the terms, industry practices and precedents before proceeding to its judgment. The Supreme Court ruled in the favor of Aes Aerospace Ltd, stating that Pawan Hans Helicopters Ltd was obligated to fulfill its payment commitments as per the contract. The decision reaffirmed the principle that contractual agreements must be honored, emphasizing the importance of accountability in commercial transactions. Moving on to the key takeaways. This case highlights the importance of honoring contractual obligations in business transactions. It reinforces that payments agreed upon in a contract must be fulfilled, ensuring trust in commercial dealings. The ruling also emphasizes the role of the Sales of Goods Act in regulating trade practices and preventing unjust enrichment. Ultimately, it serves as a reminder for companies to adhere to legal agreements and maintain transparency.